In this video, you're going to learn a little bit about TruWallet, basically how to set TruWallet up and how to use TruWallet to transfer funds to your personal bank account, to other brand partners in your organization, and to create vouchers, which can be used to give out to people to promote your business. When you log into your back office, you'll of course see in the second quadrant over here a highlight of what is in your TruWallet if you've activated the account. For example, there's allocated funds of $250 here. We'll explain that in a minute. Standard funds, which are typically commissionable funds, and then of course some other pieces of information. This here, right now, we're only in the United States, but as we expand out into Puerto Rico, Mexico, and other countries, we'll show the equivalency here of what those funds are in those currencies. We also have a highlight here of the last 3 adjustments that have been made to your fund, just for quick reference. The easiest way to get to your wallet, though, is just over here in the left-hand navigation. Click on TruWallet. That'll take you to the main landing page of your TruWallet. And you'll see in here there's 5 different tabs. Your main tab, which gives you, again, the highlights of what you saw on your home page. Your transaction history. Your schedules, if there are any, and we'll create one here in just a minute. Any vouchers that have been created. Here's a couple vouchers in here as examples. And, of course, some settings. Your email and low balance notifications, things like that. Let's jump back over to main, and we'll show you real quick how to just transfer some funds out of your account. And this is like a one-time transfer, and we'll cover scheduled transfers in just a minute here and set one of those up. So what we'll do is we'll just click on transfer funds, and you'll see that the only way right now to transfer funds out of your account is through ACH. In the future, we may have other options like check and PayPal, but right now, just ACH. You can transfer all or part of your funds out of your TruWallet just on a schedule, or you can send funds to another brand partner. Pretty straightforward. Or you can use funds to create a voucher, but all you do is you select which one you want, transfer all or part of my funds. You'll click Next. Then you'll see the transfer screen pop up. Account type checking or savings. That's important to pick the right one. You'll enter in your bank's routing number. And if you get that right, obviously, it'll fill it in for you and tell you, for example, this is a Wells Fargo routing number. You'll put in your account number. In this instance, I'll just put in a fake account number. And then you come down here and click, typically just leave it on the send to my billing address, because that's the one in the system. You'll see billing and your shipping are the same. Really, these are typically for internal tracking purposes and really aren't applicable to the transferring or changes you need to make to transfer funds out of your account. You can set up another account if you're doing something on the fly, but that's a whole nother discussion. Go down here, just enter in the amount that you want to transfer. In this case, we'll put in $100. Make sure you use the decimal point and put in the cents. You'll click Next. And then you get a confirmation page. Verify that everything is proper. And then click Agree to terms and conditions. And then finalize. That's the quickest way to transfer funds out of your wallet into your personal account. Now, another way of doing it is to set up a schedule. When you set up a schedule, this will happen either, well, I'll show you in 2 instances. So we're going to create a new schedule, and you can either transfer all or part of your wallet's funds on a schedule to, again, only ACH. And this is just an ongoing. So for example, this account has $24,000 in it. I could actually set up a schedule now, regardless of what commissions are paid into my account, of let's say $1,500 a month. I would use this option here to transfer that fixed $1,500 a month out of my wallet account into my personal checking account. This option down here says, okay, when a commission is paid, oh, and this one up here happens regardless of when commissions are run. So you can set this up for the 5th, and set one up for the 10th, twice a month if you want. And it's going to, withdraw those funds out of your account regardless of the commissions that get deposited into your account each month. So you need to make sure you have those funds in there before it's transferred. Now, if you don't have the funds in there, of course, this transfer won't happen, and it will notify you that the transfer did not happen. This option here is the option for when you want to transfer funds at the time commissions are run. You can see right here, it says transfer new commissions upon deposit into your TruWallet. And the reason they're set up separately because you can handle those transfers in different ways. And I'll show you that here in just a second. So if we're going to transfer funds from your wallet, it's pretty much works the same way as the last one I showed you. You can then schedule if this is a one-time transfer or a repeating transfer. So I'm going to set this up as a repeating transfer. And then I'll go, okay, I'm going to have this happen just monthly. And I'm going to go ahead and pick a date. And I want this to happen on the 15th of every month. And all I do is click next. And again, the same routine. I enter the routing number, I enter the checking number, and I put the amount in. Oh, this is one thing that's different here. You can actually put a fixed amount in, like I said, $1,500, or you can say a percentage. Send me 10% or 20% of my funds in USD, and I just put in 20%, and that puts it automatically, and then click Save. Now I'll send out 20% of what is in my wallet each and every month on the 16th. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it now, let me go back and say, click on Transfer New Commissions out of my account. So that means anytime commissions are deposited into my account, it's going to take into effect these parameters. So again, I put in my routing number. This time I'll go all the way through it because I think it's important you see how we do this. The account number, again, a fictitious account number, and the default billing. And I'm actually going to do a fixed percent. Well, I'm going to do a percentage. Now again, if I want all of my commissions to be deposited or to pass through my wallet and into my personal bank account each and every month, then this is the option I would choose, is a fixed percentage. And I'd say send me 100% of my funds. Another option which we like to promote and like to teach is that you can actually leave a certain portion of your funds on your wallet for things like future purchases or to create vouchers for marketing purposes. There's a lot of things we can do with vouchers, but for right now I'm going to say we're going to take only 50% out of my funds when they get deposited into my wallet. So I'll click Save. Now once that's created, I can come in here to my scheduled transactions. I can click on the ID of that scheduled transaction and do Next, and I can modify or edit that amount, that percent, at any time and save it, of course. And it would change it and save it. Now I didn't change anything, so I'm just going to go back, cancel that. I could also go, once this transaction happens, it would happen and show down here, the transaction ID would show here, the date, and it would show that that transaction has gone out when the company runs those commissions. Now, it's important to point that out is that you may schedule it for the 15th, but because that may land on a Tuesday, the company may do its scheduled transactions to transfer commissions out of the wallet every Thursday, for example. So you may have to wait 1 or 2 days before you see those funds actually transferred into your bank account, for this example, on the 17th or 2 days later. So I hope that made sense. Now, if you wanted to create a second schedule, like for example, I said you might want this one to go out on the 15th as this one is scheduled, and the next one you may want to go out on the 1st of every month. All you do is just create another schedule here and then put the 1st of every month. And you'll have a couple different schedules there. Now those are going to run month after month as long as you've got funds in your account. So for example, if you only have $100 in this account, then $50 would get scheduled to go out on that transaction date. Point of note, I believe it's $25. If you don't have more than $25 in your wallet, then no transaction will happen. So you have to have at least $25 in your account for a transfer to happen because of the costs associated for each of those transfers. Now you of course can go in here once the transfers happen and click on the transaction history, and you'll see those transfers updated here at the very top. Each time it happens, it's put to the top, and this moves down. And of course you can change and look at how many items are on the page at one time. Okay, so that's actually how you do transactions or transfers out of your account. It's pretty straightforward. All right, now let's look at creating vouchers. Vouchers are pretty slick. You can create vouchers to hand out for marketing purposes. You give them to individuals who you want to enroll as a discount, or you can give a certain amount of money to someone you want to buy a product, try a product. They can use that once they sign up, and on their checkout, they can use that voucher, redeem it for the amount you give them. In this instance, we're going to go ahead and create a new voucher by clicking here. So you do have to have a voucher code, because this is the code you need to give them separately that they have to have in order to then redeem that voucher when they're either enrolling or buying products. So I'm just going to go ahead and put test number 2, put in the amount of $100, click next, finalize it after I look it over, and then I go ahead and print that voucher on the fly. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that down here in the window. Hopefully you can see that. It shows me my voucher, $100, and that's what it'll look like when I print it. Okay, I'm going to close that, and I'll click OK. And it shows me here that my voucher's been created. Now I can also come in here and either print the voucher again from this button here. Opens up a screen outside my window. You probably can't see that, which I can then print it out. Or I can actually delete that voucher if I want, if no one's using it in the time allotment that I've given them. Say, right now we don't have that automated. You'd have to go in here and manually delete this or remove this voucher just by clicking yes. So I'll go ahead and click no, close out of that, and leave that voucher active. So that's pretty much it.